Hello everyone, welcome back to the Practically Blind workshop. Today I'm going to be making a small wooden box with mitered corners and some splines, well, attempting to anyway. And what I've got is these scraps of 6x1 to do it with. So I'm going to start by cutting the mitres for the corners. So I've cut all the mitres on these pieces of wood now. Now what I'm going to do is glue the box up. I haven't got any masking tape, so I'm going to have to try and tape these corners with this gaffer tape. So that is it glued up, and I've checked it for square, and it's pretty square. While the glue is drying on that, I'm going to cut a panel for the bottom of the box. So I cut this bottom panel roughly to size. Now what I'm going to do is use the rebate bit in the router to cut a rebate to sit the bottom panel in. Now what I'm going to do is measure the inside of the rebate and cut this panel down to its final size. Now I'm just going to round these corners over so that the bottom panel will fit in to the rebate, because of the rebate router bit leaves a rounded corner. Now I'm just going to pin that in place with some 10mm brad nails. Off camera, I've just glued up these scraps of ply as a top for the box, and it's quite a thick piece of pine and it looks a little bit too chunky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the table saw to put a small rebate all the way around the edge so that this will sit inside the inside edge of the box. So now I've machined that rebate all the way around the edge of the lid. It now fits a little bit lower inside the box and doesn't look as chunky. Now what I'm going to do is glue the lid on. Right, so I'm going to leave that to dry overnight. Now that the glue is dry on this lid, I can take these clamps off. And now I can take these bits of tape off. Now I'm going to give it all a really good sand down. Now that I've given it all a good sand down, I'm going to give the top a small chamfer all the way around. Now I'm going to cut the lid off, and I've just set my fence to about 3 centimeters. Now I'm just going to clean those cuts up with a bit of hand sanding. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some grooves in the corners of the box to receive some splines, which will reinforce the corners. And to do that, what I've made is this very simple jig that fits over the fence. So what I've done off camera is I've cut these slivers of oak, which were just a scrap off cut, which will be going in these grooves. But at the moment, oh, that one's not too bad actually. But first what I'm going to do is just flatten the bottom of all these grooves so that when these splines go in, they go in nice and flat. So now I'm going to start gluing in these splines. Now I'm going to cut them four off flush before I do the other side. Now that I've glued in all the splines and cut them all off flush, I'm going to give it all another good sand down. So what I've got are these little brass butterfly hinges. So I'm going to get them fitted. Next, what I'm going to do is fit this little brass latch to the front of the box. Now that I've attached the hinges and the latch, I'm actually going to take them off so that I can put some finish on the box. So to finish this box, I've got this Superior Danish oil. Now I can get the hinges and the latch back on. That is it, all finished. I don't think it's too bad for my first time doing corner splines. I mean, the mitres aren't the neatest or the tightest, but it's scrap wood and it's really feathery, fluffy wood. It's not the nicest, but I think it's turned out alright. And just to finish it off, I've stuck these little pad feet things on. I'm up to 231 subscribers at last count, and I'd like to thank you all so much for that. I never thought I'd be getting past 100, let alone 200. But if you're watching this and you aren't subscribed, perhaps, and you like these sort of things, these sort of projects, perhaps consider subscribing. It really helps my channel grow. And commenting and sharing and liking. But yeah, like I said, that's it for today. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.